So I looked at your chatbot, the one you've done for a jewelry company, I
Right.
guess. And it was actually really nice, and I enjoyed going through the questions. But normally such chatbots are very similar to each other, I guess.
Mhm.
So they include a basic set of questions. Are there any ways, maybe from your experience, to have some original variations or some detail to
Sure.
maybe spice it up somehow?
Sure. Well, every chatbot has usually a singular goal or is too general and is just trying to give information. For this time of year, a product recommendation engine or a product recommendation chatbot gives you the opportunity for product discovery, which
Mm-hmm.
is usually a big challenge for companies, that they're always getting new products and how do they surface them so their customers need it. So the silent salesperson or the chatbot salesperson is an opportunity to say, hey, you want to buy a car today? Do you want a two-door or a four-door car? Do you want a gas saving car, or do you want a luxury car? Do you want a truck? What's the purposes? Getting that information, requires just simple questions and answers. It's usually best to have multiple choice, so it's quick. The longer it takes, the more effort someone has to give you information, the more people are not going to do it. So building that type of system is easy on the front end. It's always easy to say, okay, what kind of car do you want? Do you want a blue one or a red one? Do you want, what's your budget? Okay, from that point, transferring that to an actual suggestion can be done multiple ways. You can interact, or you can interact it or integrate it with your database and build these algorithms and come up with this complex thing that says, okay, you want this blue Cadillac with, convertible, because that's the things you told me you want. That's one way of doing it. Some companies, no matter what you ask for, they're going to show you what they want to show you.
Okay.
Right? You go there and they only have certain things to sell. Right?
That's very sad news.
Right. Yes. So a way around doing a direct integration with your database and trying to figure out what the products are, you can lead them down a path with questions and answers. Instead of asking them what they want, you can say, does your car need to be a two-door or a four-door? And you drill down knowing that what the possible choices will be. And if they want a two-door, okay, you just eliminated these 50 cars. If they want a four-door, there's 12 cars left. Then you ask them, do you want a convertible or no convertible? Convertible. Okay, I have two left to show you. So you can build that in the chatbot, or you can connect to a database and do it if you have a lot of products, or you can build it in the chatbot script where it leads to a recommendation. A company with hundreds or thousands of products, it's very hard to do. Okay. But a company with, maybe, like I always use this example, a telescope company. And they have 6 models of telescopes. They have ones for, the 6-year-old kid that he's going to break it. You have ones for the teenager. You have ones for the enthusiast. You have ones for the pro. So you can kind of lead to a short list of products. And then once you say, okay, based on, here's the part that's so valuable. You say, based on your your requirements, this is what we feel is best for you. This one or that one. The power of the recommendation is, if the customer believes it's authentic and realistic, they'll listen to the recommendation. Right. Because I told you what I need, and you told me, based on your expertise, this is what I should get. It just, if it lines up, it'll be very successful. Okay. If it doesn't line up, then they won't trust it. I said I wanted a blue car, you showed me a red one. It's like bait and switch and, that type of stuff. So authenticity and getting to the right answer should be part of the equation of thinking how they're going to build this recommendation engine based on how many products they have. Okay. Like the jewelry one that you saw, we never connected it to the database. It was a prototype to try to win their business. We're still in negotiations with them. Maybe they'll do it next year, but in the last year they said no. But this leads to a subset of products based on pricing and certain 4 or 5 configuration variables. But this is a billion-dollar company, so they'll be able to do exactly what they need. Smaller companies, it's harder to do. Another option is that you ask and answer all these questions, and you hand that to a salesperson. And the salesperson, right. So now the salesperson says, "Oh, okay, Anna, you want a blue convertible with, great gas mileage. Okay, I'm going to call you back in 10 minutes. With the salesperson is going to call you back with what they recommend." So you don't limit who can use this type of system. If they have salespeople, you're qualifying the lead to tell you exactly what they need and handing it to the salesperson. That's very effective and affordable and easy to do. When you connect to the database, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars building the algorithms and everything else to make it automated. So different companies have different needs, but a product recommendation engine is what differentiates, basic websites with more personalized, more successful websites.
Right. But there's no better way to do this. So each way is kind of
right. It based on the scale and the goal you have. Like Kay's Jeweler, what they were going to do is they were going to run a campaign, TV ads, that says get the product exactly what you want, go through this process, and we'll recommend 5 great rings or bracelets or necklaces, whatever the jewelry item is. So they're at a large scale. But like I just did a sales call with a window and door company. So you could go through a set of simple questions to qualify the lead and then hand it to the salesperson. So that's half a recommendation engine, because you're doing human and chatbot together, or hybrid, which is very effective. And the whole key is understanding what your customers need. And with chatbots, what we try to do is understand the needs before we get it to the salesperson. So a qualified lead, I always say this to our customers: I'd rather give you 2 highly qualified and interested leads than 100 shitty ones. Because the salesperson's mentality is, if you give me 10 bad leads in a row, the next one I'm going to be, anticipating terrible again. If you give me 1 lead a day and it's great, I'm going to fight like hell to get that lead before my other salespeople get it, because I know it's going to lead to a sale. So quality over quantity. Okay, so that's a good point to put in for recommendation engines. Is you want a qualified quality lead that's just ready to buy, because they told you, if you have this product that I want, I'm probably going to buy it. But if I say I want a blue convertible and you don't have one, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to try to switch you into a red hardtop instead of a convertible, but that's terrible. That's a bad lead.
So the same logic applies for real sales representatives and for the chatbot. Because when you build a chatbot, people, I guess, often think about the quantity.
Right. How do I stop the phone from ringing and all these crazy emails? Let's qualify the customer. Another customer of ours, or the one I actually talked to today, Pierce Windows, we built a chatbot quote request, which is similar to a recommendation engine. Because I need a quote on 12 windows, they're all this size, and I need them to be like this. So that's the same thing as a product recommendation engine. It's just qualifying it. And this company, for example, only sold to installers for new construction. So you got to buy 10 or 20 or 50 windows. If you're a consumer and you own a house, you can't buy 1 window from this company. And what their problem was that we solved for them is that people were going to the website, finding their phone number, seeing that they sell windows, and say, hey, I need 1 window. Can you help me? The salesperson says, no, I can't. We sell, minimum $10,000. Right. And that's what they want. They wanted to deflect their non-qualified leads.
Right.
And that was just as important as getting more leads. With a chatbot and website and digital marketing, there's two approaches. Find more customers or make my process efficient. And being efficient in sales means not talking to anybody that doesn't have a chance to buy, because that wastes time, wastes money, wastes momentum and enthusiasm, and it just hurts the company. So we can save you money by getting rid of all the bad leads. If I'm looking for a car, I don't want to find someone who's looking for parts, right? I only sell cars, I don't sell parts. So if you need a part for a car, you're wasting my time. And if I get one call a day, no big deal. But if I get 10 a day, that's an expense.
Right.
Okay, so qualification engine is the same thing as a custom quote request. So it's just a different perspective. If you're a commercial company, it's more of a quote request.
Right. Well, you don't usually buy windows as gifts, so.
Right. True.
All right. Well, and speaking about, I guess when you deploy a chatbot, you want people to know that you have one, right? It's not like you deploy a chatbot and everyone just right away wants to talk to you. And what's a way to get people at least to notice that you have a chatbot and what it is capable of?
Good question. The first thing I always recommend is that everyone in the company needs to go through the chatbot and check it for accuracy, quality, that it hits the right points, and they get familiar with the service that they provide. If an employee of a company doesn't understand what's on the website, that's a real negative, because they can't help the customer. They say, go check our website, and the website doesn't have something. They're just, doing bad customer service.
It's like a waiter who doesn't know what's on the menu, for example.
Right. It's like, do you have fish? Well, I don't know. Let me go check. He doesn't know. It's just waste. It's inefficient.
Right.
And sales and service is all about efficiency. So, let me think. To launch a chatbot, number one is get everyone in the company aware of it. So they can have a company meeting, require everybody to use it, test it, those type of things. Okay, that usually doesn't happen because people are in their own silo and I do sales, I do service, I do support, I do this. They don't look at the global picture of the company. Another thing is directly having a campaign announcing the chatbot, the reasoning. Okay, so if we're a little company and we put a chatbot up there, I need to tell my customer.
Right?
Like a what?
Like a newsletter.
Sure. Right. Always refer to, hey, we've improved service for you. Check out our chatbot. It has to become part of their business. It's back, you're too young, but 20 years ago, if you didn't have a website, that was okay. You still can have a business. Now, you would never think of not having a website with a business. It's synonymous, and everything on your website should represent your business, right? So it becomes synonymous. Chatbot is brand new. No one cares. So you have to make it part of the offering of the business. We have phone service, we have email service, we have chatbot service. They're equal. And then once the chatbot proves itself, you'll see the change in how the company communicates and say, oh, go check out our chatbot. Go check out our chatbot. You can change your address on our chatbot. It becomes built in. Hold on one second. All right. It becomes built into their culture. Okay?
When you say to people, go check our chatbot or change this and this in our chatbot, doesn't it sound like you're, I'm not sure what's the good word in English, doesn't like you send them away, sort of?
Yeah, deflecting.
Deflecting.
Right. Well, you have to be proud of it. You have to sell it. Okay? Anna, you need to just go use our chatbot. We made it. We put a big investment in it. It's the easiest thing to do. You're going to be able to change your phone number and your address whenever you want to. You don't have to worry about me, and I'm not going to type it wrong. When you get a chance, go to the website, click the little button in the corner. Boom. Everybody on the service, let's say you have a phone room, you have operators that normally handle service, they need to say, oh, thank you for your call today. Don't forget to check out our chatbot. It's now 24 hours available. It makes it easier for you to service the company.
Okay.
Everyone always be selling. You have to sell the advantages. Everyone has to buy in. It has to be a requirement to buy in, just like anything else in a company. If you want to be effective, everyone's got to stick to the rules and promote it. Like if a company adds layaway to their program or credit cards, they have to shout it out to get everybody aware of it. That's their job. Okay. And that has to be the same thing with the chatbot, but it tends to not happen because it's just in the corner of the website and they didn't make any big announcement. So you really have to get behind it. The stakeholders, the advocates of this service have to really promote it throughout the company.
Right. Like a noisy commercial.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. That's great. Very clear. And coming back to the gift recommendation chatbot, are there some, so you basically always take a customer through a set of questions. Are there any must-have questions? Something that you should definitely.
Sure. People don't love the first question of how much do you want to spend, because they don't know how much they need to spend. Right? So you try to avoid the budget thing.
Okay.
And then when you give a recommendation, the best case scenario is here's a low cost option, here's a medium cost option.
So you never ask a question about a budget.
Well, I would stay away from it. It's just a hard thing to say, because when someone asks me if I go shopping for a TV set, okay, I don't have a budget. I have a quality I want. I want an experience. And if we talk about budget, let's say I only want to spend, $1,000 or $50 or whatever the number. I can't make that estimate based on what I really want to experience. If I only have $50, I can only spend $50, but most people have more than that. So I'm a big believer of giving, 2 recommendations or even 3. Usually in selling products, you have a first product's $100. The next product is like $130, has a lot more features, and the next product's like $300. The middle one is always the one you want to sell. You want to justify, because they're going to buy the cheap one, but for just $20 more, for $40 more, you get all this, right? That's how you position products. You know what you want to sell, and you price things to get there. You wouldn't price the first one at $75, the second one at $150, and the third one at $225. It's too even. You want to make the second step very easy to attain. It's only $20 more for a gift for my wife. No problem. It's worth it, right? You can tell people, if you want the cheapest one, well, my wife deserves it better than the cheapest one I could find. So you give them a cheap option to gauge what the middle price is. So recommendations in the chatbot should follow the same logic. Give more than one recommendation, because, to hit 100% on the recommendation is impossible. But if you give them 2 or 3 choices, you take the pressure of saying, you should buy this, you should buy this, you should buy this. Take your choice. Based on what you said, this one, or this one will fill what you need. The advantages of the second one over the first one is this. The advantages of the third one over the second one is this. But the first one's good, but the second and third ones are better. So in sales logic, it's happening every day in every store you ever go in. You'll see if you
much better than asking for a budget, and then
right. So
maybe people end up spending more than they originally thought.
They always do. Or they don't spend anything. Because because I want to get a new car, but I really can't afford one. But I might as well ask you for a red convertible. But I only got $50 and I can't buy a car. But I'm shopping and I'm going to take you through the exercise. And me, the customer, I know I ain't buying anything, but I'm still going to look like a real customer. Because, if I have a good experience, maybe I'll tell my sister to go buy a car there, or my brother, or my uncle, or my friend. So you got to treat everybody well, but everybody has different intentions. So by giving them options and not focusing on price, they take their guard down some. Okay. So you want easy questions, easy questions to answer. Are you, if I asked you what's your style, is it, two weird names that you may not know that you'll feel uncomfortable to answer, right?
You might not even know what's your style.
Right. You may have no definition.
Have one.
Right, exactly. So you want to say, do you like, instead of saying you're adventurous in your styling, do you like flashy colors and this? You try to break it down to language that everyone understands instead of labels.
This is great advice.
Great. I could talk for years, so ask me all the questions you want.
I've got all the years.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about this holiday gift recommendation chatbot, what is the benefit if a company gets one? What benefits do they get, or what's the value of this chatbot? Can it be used maybe afterwards, or is it only good for Christmas time?
Well, you shouldn't build anything with a very short use life.
Okay.
You shouldn't. Okay, unless you have lots of money that you can build a different campaign, a different thing every week, every month. But the ability to reuse stuff is very efficient and effective. So maybe it's branded the holiday shopping engine, and then next year it's the back to school shopping engine, and it's the summer wardrobe recommendation engine, or it's here's our birthday gift recommendation engine. How old is the birthday person? 12. Are they a boy or girl? Boy. Do they love indoor stuff or outdoor stuff? Indoor stuff. Are they smart reader, or they like to break shit up and build stuff? Oh, they like building stuff. Okay, here's what I recommend. These 3 toys. Okay, so you've repurposed, rebranded the same programming. You just slapped a different theme on it, or a different purpose. So that's the best use of anything you do. Any ad you do, if you're doing an ad for the red convertible, it's the red convertible for spring's happening and it's the perfect time of year. The red convertible for it's the summer, take advantage of the heat. The red convertible with the top and the heater is still good for the winter.
I see.
Okay, so you can't fix yourself into one answer. You want to be a little bit looser, but still have the power of the recommendation. If I recommend something, I have to come off as the expert. So I have to pass you some inside knowledge to make you agree that I'm the expert. So most people would think to buy this gift for a 12-year-old, but in our experience, spending $3 less or $3 more for this, the toy is going to get more satisfaction. Oh, you sound like you know what you're talking about. It makes sense. I can logically spend $3 more because you gave me a logical reason to do it.
Right.
Instead of $3 more for this or that, and I can't justify it. The recommendation justifies the expertise in the recommendation.
Right. Well, I never thought of it actually. I thought people build chatbots just for Christmas and they just disappear in the void or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you can have different sections, just like on your website. You may have a gift guide for Christmas.
Right.
Okay. You can repurpose that and say it's a birthday gift guide, or it's a graduation gift guide, or it's a new baby gift guide, or wedding gift guide. Same program, different skin on it, but the same general use. And that's the most effective companies and efficient companies because they're spending money once and just modifying it a little bit.
Right. This is also a very smart suggestion. You're full of very smart suggestions.
Been doing this a while.
All right. Well, speaking about the technology part, these chatbots are normally infused with artificial intelligence, right?
They one of the options, which is totally misunderstood, is artificial intelligence. You can say artificial intelligence is a computer, okay, because it's not real. It's not a person. So AI and artificial intelligence is extremely loose of a definition and
Right.
used improperly a million times. For our chatbots, the real artificial intelligence for the true technical capability is our natural language understanding, which you can ask in your own language, in your own voice, in your own thoughts. Where is your company located? What is your office location? What's your address? All of those through artificial intelligence are analyzed and say they want to know our address.
Right, because it analyzes the intent behind.
Right, it's all about the intent, right? So that's artificial intelligence. Also, as loosely as you want to use it, if you put your name in there, hi, the chatbot says, what's your name? And you say Anna, and the chatbot says, hi, Anna, that's artificial intelligence. We learn something, your name, we use it to our advantage to personalize the next message. That's artificial intelligence, but it's not the scientific nature of why they make the big science fiction movies. It isn't to say hi Anna, right?
That would cost like a huge ton of money probably.
Yes. So artificial intelligence is a part of the technology. The same thing with machine learning. If you put your name, it asks your name, what's your name, and you put in Anna, the machine learned it. But that's the weakest definition of machine learning you could ever use. Okay, machine learning is you did 1,000 things, and I can predict what the 1,001st thing you're going to do and help you with it. That's real machine learning.
Recommendations?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Machine learning AI, all you have to do is point to Amazon. Amazon knows everything about you and uses that to personalize your experience. And I use this example all the time. If you go on Amazon today, December 4th, 3rd, and you buy a gift for your nephew who's 6, and you say gifts for 6-year-old, and you buy something. A year from now, on this date, they're going to show you gifts for 7-year-olds. Because they know a year ago on this date you shopped for a 6-year-old. It's a year later. So I'm going to show in the suggested products on the bottom gifts for a 7-year-old before you even ask. Or if you buy cosmetics or perfume or something from a brand, the next time you come to the site, they're going to show you what's new and exciting from that brand. That is personalization, machine learning at the ultimate. Our chatbots can do the same thing. We can analyze your past history, your past conversations. And this is another example I always use when I'm selling chatbots. When you log into the chatbot, it can say, hey, Anna, I see that you bought a vacuum cleaner, the XYZ vacuum cleaner last month. If you'd like, we have the bags that fit that vacuum cleaner. Click here if you'd like to order them.
And then how many buying experiences should I have? It's not like I bought one thing and then it constantly will be bombarding me with vacuum cleaners.
It all depends on what you're trying to do and what your company is. Okay, if you sell Cadillacs, cars, right? You're going to know that you bought 2 cars from me in the past, 3 years ago and 6 years ago, and now it's 3 years from your last car. So you log into the site for whatever reason. I'm going to say, hey Anna, it's about time to trade in your car. I can give you $15,000 for your trade-in, and we have the new model of what you did before you even say anything to the website or the chatbot, because I know you, because I recognized you for some way, and I know what you bought. I analyzed it, and somebody somewhere said, if someone bought a car 6 years ago and 3 years ago, and they come on the site today, offer them the new version of the car they bought last time, and give them a quote for the car they bought last time. Someone programmed that in, and that's the algorithm that says, let's do that every single time someone logs into the site, whether it's through the whole website or through the chatbot. The chatbot is really a fast development environment to do these type of data analysis and implementations. If I was going to build a recommendation engine on a website, it would be a big program with servers and programmers and developers and all this stuff. But one person can build it on a chatbot. because the tools are built into the chatbot for data analysis, questions, logic, and all that stuff is the tool set you have when building a chatbot. But it's not a tool set when you build a website. A website is just here's text and images, where the data processing is built into the platform of chatbots, which isn't built into other things. So that's the value proposition with chatbots, is that you can do very technical, highly programmatic type things very quickly.
Right, without knowing any programming or anything.
Right, you don't have to know the programming. The integrations are there. You can read the database. You have all these tools built in, and if the platform is good, like our system, we've thought of these things ahead of time to make it easy for you to do these complex ideas.
And do these recommendations have shortcomings, downside? Does anything happen out of control?
Sure. Well, the recommendation is only as smart as all the programming is. If you're recommending things that you're currently out of stock because you never considered inventory in your recommendation system, you're dead. Okay?
And does it depend on the platform you use? Let's say you're using TruVISIBILITY Chatbot.
Well, if you build a recommendation engine like this Kay's Jeweler thing, right? If it recommends products that are out of stock, it's stupid. It's a waste of money. It's frustrating.
Whose fault is that? Is it the fault of the
program,
the chatbot, or the TruVISIBILIty?
Yes. It's not TruVISIBILITY. It's the project itself.
Okay.
If they didn't think of all the shortcomings and all the problems, like inventory or location, we have 2 of these, but they're 2 countries away, and it's going to take 6 weeks to get them. Why did you recommend them to me? I got all excited. I wanted this blue ring, and I can't get it for 6 weeks.
Right.
Boom. The project's dead. We lose the customer. So not thinking of the shortcomings like you brought up and the issues is problematic. You have to think, where can you go wrong? If you recommend something, it's got to be in stock. If you recommend something, it's got to be available to that customer wherever they are. If they're going to pick it up, or maybe it's this Cage Jewelers, right? And they want to buy a ring for their daughter or whatever, and they say, okay, I want to go pick it up. Well, we don't have any stores in your state or your country, right? So you built a system that has a hole.
Right. And how do you... Well, it's clear that it's up to a company to bridge these gaps, but then does TruVISIBILITY have any precaution measures or some ways to help companies bridge these gaps? Because if I'm a company and I'm doing something wrong, I might actually blame the company I bought the chatbot from.
Our TruVISIBILITY platform has a chatbot tool in it. If you build a chatbot, Anna, with your experience, it's going to be okay. But if you and me built it, I would make sure you don't make any mistakes.
Right.
You build it quickly. So the expertise of our staff, me, will lead you down the right path. It's like hiring anybody to fix your house or paint this or do that. If you hire an expert, it's going to be done quicker and better. If you hire someone who doesn't know a lot or do it yourself, you're apt to run into roadblocks or screw things up. So the expertise of the staff who know the tool, who built the tool of TruVISIBILITY, is the best resource. Okay. And then the service we provide, we can teach you how to use it. We can help you with it. We can do it all ourselves for you. So there's different ways to get it accomplished. But expertise is extremely valuable, and you learn by mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes building hundreds of chatbots, but the ones I build now are much better than the ones I built last year or 3 years ago because of my expertise. So the do-it-yourself platforms are good for people that have expertise, but usually become very frustrating to novice users.
Right. Like myself.
Right. So there's, including our site, there's hundreds of ways to build your own website. But if you don't have a creative eye and the ability to write good content, it's going to look like crap.
Absolutely.
You're going to get frustrated and you're going to waste your time instead of saying, you know what, let me spend $100 and get an expert to get me started, or let me spend $1,000 and let me get an expert to do it all. Right? So different ways, or let me buy a template that gets me halfway there. So our chatbot templates get you further down the road with a standard set of features that you can add to and learn from.
I see. Very nice. And I guess the last question, it's not really a question, but so is there, maybe you have like a template or an example of building, of how to build such chatbot using TruVISIBILITY platform, or it's not very relevant?
Well, the key to building a chatbot, there's things, you're going to put text here, you're going to put an image here, you're going to put a question here. That's pretty straightforward. It's the flow of the chatbot. So the first thing a customer, user, or client has to do is say, what do they want to accomplish? Okay, I want to get people to purchase X. Okay, that's the goal of the chatbot. You work backwards from there, saying, okay, to get them to purchase X, what do I need them to do? I need them to understand what the options are, how much it costs, where to buy it, and why to buy it. So now I need to go backwards to the front of the chatbot to get them back to the end of the chatbot of purchasing it.
So, and it's really individual, I guess, for each company, a different process.
Yeah, there's certain things that are easy to accomplish, like getting contact information. We have templates for that. What's your first name? What's your last name? What's your address? What's your city? What's your state? What's your country? Those are pretty standard. And if you're a chatbot builder, you use the same little snippet of code over and over and over in all your chatbots. You don't have to reinvent, hi, what's your name? Okay. But do you want a convertible or a hardtop, or do you want diamonds or pearls? Two different customers, two different type questions, but just similar. You have two features that the product has, and you have to ask the question. So you can customize a template with those questions, or you can just add to an existing template. Usually the best approach is to add to an existing template. So if we have a template that grabs your contact information, you add a couple of questions on the front of that chatbot. Are you looking for something for your backyard or front yard? I want something for my front yard. Yeah, you want to add to the front of the standard contact grabbing program your qualifying questions.
Right. So that sounds pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, you have to have a vision. There's certain people that can see the whole picture. And then say, okay, I want a customer to come in. I'm going to have them go here or here. If they're a boy, they go left. If they're a girl, they go right. And then if they're under 25, they do this. If they're over 25, they do that. So you got to have this big picture kind of flow chart of what you want to accomplish. Some people are very good at seeing that. Some people can see the forest. Some people can only see the trees. You have to see the forest. You need to see all the trees, how you get in, how you get out, and then you can lay out a plan for what the chatbot is supposed to accomplish. Just like you do with anything else in your life. If I'm going to try to build a resume, okay, what do I need to get this, I need to do that, I want to show this, I want to highlight that. So it's the same thing with any part of business. There's nothing new, different from chatbots than real business. It's just automating and being able to scale. Okay, so if we have a qualifying product recommendation engine, and you can either call one of our salespeople and they'll talk you through it, or 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can go onto the website and see what the best products are for the things that you need. And one of the great features of our chatbot, make them believe, is that we add new products and sale items all the time. So you can check back Monday and Friday, and you'll get two different recommendations, but they'll both be on target. One might be on sale, one might not be on sale today. So, and then the other thing just to add is the purpose of the chatbot as a singular goal.
Mhm.
If they don't accomplish the goal, you should have secondary and tertiary goals that,
Right.
oh, I'm sorry we didn't find your red convertible today. Can I put you on our mailing list? And as soon as a red convertible comes available, I'll contact you. Would that be okay, Anna? And you say, sure, okay. Now you have a qualified lead, and now you can go find that car. Okay. One of the biggest tricks that I've always done in e-commerce and online is, if anybody's interested in a product and you can't close them, you ask them, would you like me to notify you when this goes on sale? Okay, so imagine you're going to the store and you're shopping for a couch, and you like the couch, but it's $2,000, whatever. And the salesperson goes, you know what? If you're not in a hurry, let me have your name. As soon as this thing goes on sale, I'll call you.
Right.
And now here's the trick part of it. If I can get 5 people interested in that couch when it goes on sale, I'll go get a price and make believe it's on sale and give people discounts. I create the sale based on the need, right?
Okay.
So if you build this on your website, tell me when this goes on sale, and 20 people want this product,
I'll
say,
probably make the sale happen.
I'll make the sale happen, a personal sale, or I'll wait 3 days and put it on sale, and I'll notify them directly that I have a custom sale for them. And it's like, wow, thanks. You know, I also need this and this. When are those going to go on sale? Well, I can make a deal from today if I have price ability, or I'll tell you as soon as it comes on sale. And then that also helps, you know, in the back end of the company. This is the last thing I'll add. The back end of the company, if I have 20 people that want this couch when it goes on sale, I'll go look and see if I can buy 20 of those couches in inventory. If I can't, then you can't tell them all are on sale. So the inventory has to be the same. So you're going to the buyer of the furniture and saying, look, I got demand. I got 20 people that want this couch. We don't have any in stock. I think you should buy some because people want this couch. And the buyer would say, hey, thanks for that information. I never know what people want.
Right.
I know what people buy, but I don't know that they want this couch at $100 less or whatever. I can't gauge how many products to buy only on actual sales, not on want or intent.
Right.
So
right.
it's just getting more into merchandising and knowing the data, and that's what the chatbot can do. You can get all this information.
And this is probably going to be super relevant for a gift recommendation, since people are browsing a lot, I guess,
Right.
at this time of the year, much more than they're actually buying.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And then another secondary goal with the recommendation engine is, would you like to be put on our mailing list, be told when sales come out? And now you know what they want, and you know they want to know when sales come. You can easily close them with a sale next week, next month, or whatever, or whenever the sale comes, because you know this person knows your company, wants to buy from you because they said, tell me when it's on sale, I'll come buy it from you. Now you have demand. And the hardest thing in business is understanding the demand for your products. Because the only thing you really know is how many you sold today. But you don't know how many people want it.
or you could possibly have sold if
Right.
you
If you
changed
worked the price,
Right.
right, gave them a little better treatment, won them over a little bit better with service. You know, it might not be just the price. It might be, oh, I can't believe you give this great service of telling when things on sale. Because then you can turn it around like most companies do and say, you know what, buy it at the price today. And in the next 60 days, if it goes on sale, we'll refund the difference, the sale money back.
That's super nice.
Yeah, right? It's closing the sale. And this is standard in the US, how people price match if it goes on sale. You know, I just did this with a bed we bought for $5,000. It went on sale, $400 off. My wife called them up and said, look, I want $400 back. We got it. So, but we bought it without waiting for a sale.
Right.
Some people wait for the sale. Some people need that security that if it does go on sale, I won't get screwed out of the money.
Nice.
So all this automates and scales the individual quality salesperson. So if you have a great salesperson on staff, they can only talk to one person at a time. But if you can take their skills, their approaches, their insight, their tricks, like I'm telling you here, and automate that on a chatbot, now you can get those advantages in front of 10 people a day, 50 people a day, however many you put through there. The other part that's great about chatbots is every day you get the results, the data, how many people were there, how long they stayed, how many conversations they had, how many bought, and you can start tweaking and making it better and better and better, because nothing is perfect, and you constantly tweak it to make it perform better. And the same thing with chatbots and websites. You can't set it and forget it. You have to constantly work it to get the maximum out of it. Okay.
Well, that's, I guess, a very popular business model of like reiterating, testing all the time and everything that applies to chatbots as well.
Right. Big companies do it. Small companies that have little resources and knowledge and skill never do it. Okay. They manage by gut. It just feels like we should put this on sale. It hasn't been on sale in months. Well, it was actually on sale last week, but my gut says it hasn't been on for months. So different people, smaller companies that are run by their owner, don't usually use data. Bigger companies have departments that analyze this, because a $100 million company, they move the needle 0.1%. That's thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a small company that sells $300 a day, 1% is $3. It's not going to make the owner do anything different. It has to scale, and scale brings large dollars. Okay.
Cool. Well, I guess that was the last question. Do you have anything else to add, or maybe to ask, or anything you have on your mind?
Happy to help you any way possible. This is all interesting stuff to me. It's what I've been doing for 25 years.
It was very insightful to hear.
Thanks.
It was like a podcast or a TED Talk.
Well, our content that we write, and I was just reviewing somebody else's writing in the company, is we have to be insightful. Okay, because you can say, what is a chatbot? It is this. It has this. Some of them has this. Some of them have that. It's really not helpful to anybody. The recommendation engine concept, if you're looking for a chatbot, let me recommend ours and give you the reasons I'm recommending it. Because it's easy to use, because it's this, because it scales, it does that. So the recommendation part of selling or information has to be consistent. And one of the things our blogs and things aren't at this point is really living on the recommendation and the tips and tricks.
Right.
Because when I read a good article on the web and it says, hey, next time you make a pizza in your oven, do this, I'm grateful. But it's not like you can cook pizza in an oven. You need a pizza sheet and you should cook it at 325 degrees. Big deal. But if you told me the trick, I'll remember that forever. Right? Well, or watch out, don't do this.
Right. Well, I'm hoping this is what this article is going to turn into.
Yeah. But all your articles in general. I was just, because Sergey asked me to critique somebody else's writing. And I said that the writing is good. It just doesn't give the reason why to do something, or what the problem is, or what the solution is. I'm a big believer. Everybody has problems and they're looking for solutions. I need to buy something for my daughter. I need a recommendation. That's my problem. That's my solution, right? Or I need to sell more Cadillacs. Okay, I need to find more customers. I need to convince them. Problems and solutions. That's what people connect to in writing. In every blog article and every article I've ever read, if I connect to the problem, I'll keep reading to find the solution. But if you didn't state the problem in the opening, I don't know what the article's going to help me with.
Right.
So in this article, if it's the opening had something like, if you have trouble getting your customers to understand what's the best product for them, then a chatbot recommendation engine is the solution. I'm going to show you how easy it is, why it's easy, why it works, why it does this, so you can decide to do it. But I started with the problem. I need to get people to buy more products that are exactly fit for them. Because now people are buying stuff on the website, they have no idea if it fits or not. my wife is the perfect example of this. We get stuff she buys online, and it comes back all not what we expected. And I did a great funny thing. My wife likes doing puzzles, put together jigsaw puzzles. And I saw these beautiful puzzles of wood, of owls and lions and everything. And I bought them. They came back. They were this big. She goes, what the hell am I going to do with that? It had like 30 pieces, and it took like 2 minutes to make.
Put it together real quick.
Yeah, but she does, big puzzles, takes a week to do it, and it's enjoyable. And the picture looked great, but I couldn't tell the size. And so I give it to her, and we still laugh about it. And we're giving it to somebody else this year because she didn't want to do anything with it. But the recommendation, if there was a recommendation engine, it would say, okay, what type of puzzles do you like to do? I like to do nostalgic puzzles of things, sodas from the past and movie stars and those things. That's what I like. And I like puzzles about 3,000 to 5,000 pieces, so it takes me a week to do it.
Right.
I would never recommend
suggest this level.
Yeah, right. See how it was such a miss. It was a total miss, but I was excited. It took 2 weeks to get the thing. We get the box, and the box was like this big. And it's like,
you probably not order from this company. You might not order from this company.
Right. Never order from them again. And it's more of a joke than I got something I wanted. Right? So that's the recommendation part. The biggest challenge with any company online is people buying the wrong stuff. That's why Amazon gets returns as much as they sell half the time. And they made a big deal of how easy it is to return products from Amazon because they just want people to keep buying it. Because most people tend to not return it. They just might as well. It was only $5. I'm not going to go there. Just throw it away type stuff. Like the puzzles I didn't return. I still got them. It was $60, but I got them. But I'm not going to return them. It's such a hassle. But if I would have got the right product, I would have bought more from them.
Right. I see.
So the product recommendation is extremely powerful to any company. And the bottom line is it can be called a product recommendation or a custom quote. It's the same technology. If you have a salesperson that's going to do the heavy lifting in sales, it's a custom quote. Okay? I need, so you don't have to have this heavy, complicated chatbot that knows all your products. It's a lead capture that has fully qualified things. And you can hand that to a salesperson. It says, okay, Anna wants a red convertible Cadillac. All right, that's what she wants. If I find her one, she's probably going to buy it. So I'm going to find her one. And if she says, you know what, I don't want that, I'm going to say, I have 2 other red convertibles. One's not a Cadillac, and the other one's a used Cadillac. All right, would you be interested in those? Qualified conversation happening instead of, I show you a truck and you're going, I never asked for a truck. I'm not going to buy a truck. Why are you wasting my time?
Right.
So that's the product recommendation or custom quote.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess that's it on my side. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Sure.
It was really
Anytime. Pleasure meeting.
Right. Read about it in our next article.